Hey crafters, welcome to Paulette's Pretty Paper Crafts. Here's one that fell through the cracks from October 8th, 2015 for Kathy's 30-day color challenge. I've got this really cute stamp set from Lawn Fawn called Baked with Love. My daughter Katie bakes me all kind of goodies. These are banana muffins and they're perfect. So I'm going to make her a thank you card. And this is such a cute stamp set. When it came out, I knew I had to have it. And I actually purchased it at Scrapbooks Forever over in Branson, Missouri. And stamped those in some Memento black. I've got Y17, Y28, Y26, R29, and R56. And I'm starting out with the Lionette Gold. And then I'm going to shade that with some E35. Just for my muffin papers. And then I'm going to take some Y17 and do the muffin tops. And I like to put my highlight in first. And this is just very simple coloring. And then we'll take a little bit of Y26. And I'm just really swirling this around. I don't want to fill in all of the white space. I'm really bad about that. I will fill in a lot of the white space, but I want this to look fluffy, or, you know, like baked bread. It has different texture on top. So just really swirling that around and kind of filling in the white space, you know, and going back and dotting in where I think there's too much white space. And then I'll take some E35 and just put in a little bit of shading. Still trying to give that texture. A little bit across the tops. And a little more on the sides. And a couple dots just in the center. And I'm going to start coloring on my mixer. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with my regular color, R29. So let's talk about Scrapbooks Forever store. It is just not very far from Whitewater, and you know, we had we run over for dinner, and we don't do that very often, and I said, oh, I've got to go to this store, and I chose this stamp set. It was $14.99. I did not get the matching dies. They were $28, and I don't know, sometimes just weird. That just doesn't make sense to me when I can buy a large flat metal die from another company and it's about the same amount of money, you know, or less. $28 just doesn't make sense to me. So I talked myself out of the dies because I could get 2 more stamp sets for that same amount of money. So anyway, I'm using some C4 Cool Gray to color in the gray parts of the mixer. And try to leave a little highlight there. I'm going to come back in here with the blender pen probably and fade some of that out. So I'm going to go with my dark color first, the R56. And just go around the edges of the mixer. This mixer is so fun to color. When I first got the stamp set, I just sat down and just colored all different colors because you know, the KitchenAid mixers come in so many different colors, so that makes it really fun. And then go back and blend that out with the R29. And sometime this fall, I'm going to go back to Scrapbooks Forever. She has so many thin dies. It's just phenomenal. And the amount of space that they're in it's very compact but very efficient. And she has the Northwood stamps. And those are a wood-mounted stamp. And here I am blending that out, blending out the silver parts of the mixer with my Zero blender. And the Northwood stamps are a wood-mounted stamp, but they are very masculine stamps, and they're, you know, cabins and lakes and deer and fishing, and they're just very true to life. So I'm just rough cutting. I like to do that with my big scissors first. It makes cutting the small images out easier for me, and then I take my small scissors and then just cut really close to the edge of my images. Sometimes I will leave a little white space, but most of the time I like to cut right up to the line. And so I've sped a lot of this up so you don't have to watch all of that because it's kind of like watching paint dry. And then I took a Crayola black washable marker and outlined the edges. I don't do that always, but for these it just seemed like I needed to. And I'm going to pop a couple of the muffins up in the mixer. So I thought I really did need to. So I went back and colored in some of that white space just to dull it down a little bit. And this probably wasn't a good choice. I decided to draw like a countertop just on the card here in, I don't know, not very level, and I don't know, it doesn't always work out. A better idea is to actually draw napkins or tablecloths and cut them out and then apply them to the card. But I just went with it. So now I'm just going to check for placement and kind of play around, see how I want to arrange these. Because my Katie bakes for me all the time. She really spoils me, and I don't always make her a card. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make her a card. And she has a red KitchenAid, so this made it fun. So I went ahead and added some foam to the mixer, and I'm just going to add it to 2 of the muffins, the 2 on the counter, and then I'm going to flat glue the last one down, just kind of like a little stack of muffins. So pretty cute. And then I decided to draw in a little bit of shadow underneath the mixer and the muffins. And so I'm just using that same C4 that I used on the bowl. And then I'm like, you know, I really know I need to get in between the muffins there. I'm like, oh, do I dare do it? So I'm using the number 0 gray here because it's a lighter gray, and I didn't want to, you know, get any on the muffin. So I thought that was a safer bet than the C4. And then I decided that I need a little steam, so I'm using a little bit of Y26 to add some steam. And the whole time, my grounded area there in the blue is driving me crazy. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment, and just in Memento black. And then I'm like, yeah, I got to try to even this out, which is not a really good idea, but I went ahead and touched it up a little bit. The part that's really driving me nuts is that part behind the mixer. But you know, if I skim by on one area, I know better. I know better than to keep going. So I'm just going to let it fly. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know.